Hey, good afternoon, More Medic One. Today we're working on a Grasshopper 721. This is the model that's got the deck out front, and it's got the little 3-cylinder gasoline Kubota engine. And the complaint is that the belts for the PTO keep flying off. And he can't. He says I put it back on, and they just come right back off. And so let's figure out what's going on here. The absolute easiest way is to get the belts off is to get you a long pry bar. Be careful you don't pinch any wires, but just stick the end of your pry bar on the pulley and prise up. I do think I see the problem though. That idler pulley, either the bushing's wore out, no, it's just loose as a goose, man. Holy crap. Yeah, that's finger tight. Let's go ahead and get this bracket off of here. I'm going to lubricate the bushing, and then we'll put it back on, tighten the bolt, and we'll see how that part turns out. Let's go ahead and remove it, and just be mindful of the hole that it came out of, which will be this one. Let's go see if the bushing's dried out. Because if the bushing dries out, what it does, it grabs the bolt, and as this thing moves, it will eventually just start loosening the nut, just because it's seized in there. And so instead of the bracket turning on the oilite bushing, it's trying to pivot on the bolt, and it just loosens the bolt. Inspect your bolt on the surface, make sure it's not worn out. This bushing seized up in here, it's rusted. So we're going to have to take a hammer, and I'm going to put the old bolt back in there, and then we're going to tap it right here to try to remove it. Yeah, let's see if we can tap it out. Coming. It's a little bit loose now. Get out of there, sucker. This is supposed to be a slip fit. Oh, there it comes. Okay, now what you want to do is just clean inside of here real good and clean your pivot fulcrum point free of rust and corrosion. I'm going to hit them both with some brake clean. As you can tell, it's just going to melt all that junk away. Just about out. Let's give it a good wipe down. Same thing in here. Take you a screwdriver and poke the rag through there and get that all good and cleaned up. And this should be good. Hello. Get you a dab of grease. Lubricate that oilite bushing on both sides. It won't take much. Go ahead and set your fulcrum bolt or bushing down in there, and it should just be a slip fit, just like that. This is what you want. If you want to, you can make sure it turns easy like this. You can rotate it with your fingers. Now I'm going to do my little trick. It seems to hold a lot better. Instead of putting the bolt in, this way, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to poke it through the bracket just like this to where I can put the nut on the outside. Go ahead and slide your bracket back over the bolt. Push your bolt through, install your washer, and then the nut. Get this tightened down. You may have to put you a backup wrench right here, but just go ahead and get it snug down, and your backup wrench falls off, and then you have to reset the camera. Once you get your pivot bolt good and tight, you want to just check for in play, in and out. You know, as you can hear it, but you can't see it. That's perfect. And also you want to test for wear in the bushing itself. That's okay. That's not too much, or that's not excessive right there. That's just about perfect, actually. So let's go ahead and get the belts put back on, and remember, just put you a prize bar in there, and we're going to move the pulley forward and slide the belts on. Once you get your belts on, you're going to load the idler pulley with your pry bar like this, and we'll come underneath of the machine and slip the belts on the mule pulley, or the main drive pulley for the deck. Slip your belts on your mule pulley around your idler, and everything should be lined up. You want to make sure where your electric clutch pulley is going to be lined up with the main drive for the deck pulley and your idler pulley. So let's get it cranked up, and we'll mow with it and see what happens. Just make sure everything's turning freely, everything is lined up. Make sure the belt is not trying to walk off. I'm going to give it some gas, some RPMs. Let me know. Mower Medic 1. Y'all have a good day.